You are a professional mediator.
Yes.
Let's start from there.
Okay.
What does that entail?
Yes.
Yes, so like what is your job description as
Okay.
a professional mediator?
Yes, as a professional mediator, first of all, we deal with something I think very many people use this term, ADR. I don't know whether our viewers or those here,
Yes.
ADR is Alternative Dispute Resolution. Alternative, because we have had a lot of backlog of
Yes.
cases in courts and what, and most of them could be dealt with outside the court. And the most unique thing about mediation is there is nobody wins alone. It's a win-win.
Yes.
So even if you have a case of people want to divorce, and so a couple comes to us and they want through the mediation, we'll make sure that everybody we make sure that we see it deals also with emotions. It has not, mediation has nothing to do with law, sheria inasema nini, illegality, all those things. We want to see because most of the things we do, maybe emotions comes in, or the situation that you are in, maybe financial constraints at home. So they make you do things, and instead of now people having a round table like this one, so that we can talk, you can hear this other person's perspective, and he can also, or she can listen to you, and then from there you see there's something growing. We have had very many experiences of people who have gone to mediators for divorce, and cases went on very well. It was finished, and then everybody went his own way, or another union, because these people, they did not go with grudges. So in case of child custody, we also deal with them. We also deal with the land dispute, neighborhood, or what. There are many things. The only thing I think is not really mediation can happen in anything, except those things that are very criminal. That really have to deal with the law. You have to
go see what the law says about this specific thing.
So those are some of the things. And in Kenya, we were, you remember, to see, and I don't know why even those who have been ahead of us have not really, because it's not yet very known. We will go to our areas, especially the central province or the Mount Kenya region, as our topic today. You will realize most of our people are the ones who are full in jail. Wamejaa kwa gereza. And maybe the issues that took them there
could be mediated,
and we would
means if we embraced mediation more, we would have, even like you have said, most of these cases would be resolved amicably without necessarily having to use the law.
Mediation saves time, because cases like large cases that would take hundreds of tens of years, because even the lawyers also want to benefit from there. Mediation, you sit together, and within 1 week you have solved the land dispute. You have saved the people money, because also those cases, they use a lot of money. Mediation, you just sit together, you have an agreement, and you so everything is well.
So even in terms of price, it saves cost
a lot.
Mediation in specifically because I feel like that is a whole unexplored field that most of us may not really know about, but that could save us a lot of time and a lot of money. I think we are definitely inviting you back here to talk about mediation specifically. To sit down and talk about mediation, because unfortunately that was not where our topic of the day today was about. So we want to move on and to Mount Kenya specifically, and there are a lot of things. I feel like with you we will have to pick and choose, because there are a lot of things. I think that is something we could call you back here to discuss. But well, let's start from the elephant in the room. Alcoholism in central Kenya. What is happening with our people?
I want to start with that. This is something that has been there for quite some time. Also, as I in my profile had written, I'm a publisher. I've authored, I'm an author. I wrote a book in 2015. I published a book by the name Becoming a Full Gikui Warrior. I'm sorry I forgot a copy. I'll bring it next time.
The next time he's here, he'll bring it.
And then it was that issue. In 2014, there was also the same case when the former President Uhuru and our governor Waititu were all over destroying, pouring. You remember?
Illicit brew.
Yes. And I was inspired that time, although I was still in the seminary studying for priesthood. And I was able to write. Later is when I'm going through whatever I wrote that time, I say, wow, this was later from 2014 to here. This thing has like exploded.
Yes.
Because the way the situation is, it's not good at all.
It's not
good at all. Yeah, I most of the time I'm in Kiambu town. Even I'm also working with the transport industry in Kiambu, and I'm surprised by how many watu wanakuwa wenda azimu.
Yes.
Yeah. Every time you find new people, they are becoming so many.
Yeah.
And because of the issue of alcoholism, the issue of drugs. So I want to say
it's a rampant issue. Then this brings us to the question: what is the role of culture, religion, and government? Because I do question.
Okay.
So what is the role of? Let's start with culture. What is the role of religion, church, and what is the role of the government?
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Let me start with the role of the government.
Yes.
And I want to also echo the work the Deputy President Ligiji is doing. That's I think the role of the government to use the mechanism they have to fight it. So I wish to recommend and say HECO, may they continue.
Yes, so but as far as the government is concerned, especially in Central Kenya, you feel they are doing something about it.
I believe they are doing something. And last week, I had an appointment, although I failed, I was a bit far, with the County Commissioner of Kiambu. But I hope we'll meet soon to discuss on the same issue on how the government is working on. So I would say they are doing their part well, but whatever the government is doing could only take care of maybe 10%.
Yes.
So you can just
can do more.
The most they can do
about
alcoholism in Central Province is 10%.
Yeah.
They have no capacity of doing more than that.
Yes. Okay, so I get it. So you are saying to curb alcoholism, the government can only do so much.
Yes. Just whatever they are doing.
Yes.
But there is too much.
Yes.
That other people or we can
other participants.
Like now you're talking about
yes, and then the government is left with 20. All right, or 10.
And then the other 10.
Yes.
Personal.
Is personal. Because there is also personal engagement.
Yes.
True.
You know the issue of alcoholism.
Yes.
You can choose. Like I have a friend we are working with, and he used to smoke very much, and one time, every time he would be invited by some friends in his car. Na kila wakati, whenever he enters in the car, I say, hey, what is that smelling? So because he used to smoke.
Yes.
So anytime he's invited by a friend, the friend is saying, bona hiyo sigara inanuka hivyo na nini. So after some time akarealize hatawai. So umeona. So that's why I'm saying there is that personal level.
Yes.
And then the 10% of the government, whatever they're doing, trying to use the local administration, the chiefs, to give the names, and then the names will be used by the police, the officers.
Yes.
Then they will go. Whatever they can do is to go to those people and try to pour, ban or close down.
Yes.
Those whatever. But now the other issue is the culture, first of all.
So here, before we go to culture, we are saying the government can only do so much. Yes, there is something that they can be able to do, but the government by itself cannot really be able to curb. It cannot be able to curb alcoholism, the government by itself. There is a role that culture plays, there is a role that religion plays, and of course, there is a role that the person, the specific individual, plays, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's putting that alcohol into your body.
Very true.
So there has to be something that you are doing to participate in the prevention of alcoholism. So let's go to culture.
Yes. As I said, culture plays a bigger role. I would even give culture maybe 50%.
Yes.
And matter, let me start with culture, because the whole of alcoholism, especially in Kenya, is the issue of, is more spiritual.
Yes.
Is more spiritual in this way that our culture, just like any other culture.
Yes.
Let me start with the Judaism culture that we follow, most of us who are Christians. When the Israelites were in slavery, when they were during the Passover, to eat bitter herbs, to drink some wine, and that thing continued, including the Last Supper. When Jesus was with the apostles, they shared a meal when he was giving them the bread and the wine. And so we see those were part and parcel. And Jesus even himself had to follow the traditions of the Judaism community.
True.
So those guidelines of the culture, and the moment you go against, definitely you start seeing zinakurudia. So that one I want to say categorically. So I've been hearing debates. But I want to say here categorically, those things are very real. Go against your cultural beliefs, whatever your ancestors were doing, and you find yourself out of the way.
To its course.
So the moment we started leaving our cultural beliefs and system, we learn out of our course.
Okay. So this is coming out very clearly that alcoholism is very cultural. It's more cultural than I actually thought, because previously I thought individual responsibility was taking 50%, but an individual does not just sprout out of nowhere. They come from a long lineage of culture and religion and things that their ancestors followed. Okay, so you think if we can be able to return the river to its course, we can be able to curb alcoholism?
Very, very well. It will come just naturally. And to connect now that with the other side of religion, as we continue, is I remember when I was still in group, it's called charismatic, and we would go for praise and worship.
I have heard about charismatic.
And it is very good. Also the issue of speaking to the Holy Spirit and listening to the Holy Spirit. That really helped me. And during that, when I was still in the charismatic in the Roman Catholic Church, I used to meet very many people, some young parents who would not even give their children their own the names of their parents, of naming. I'm surprised. I've heard that there is no any other community in the world that does this.
The way we do it. All right.
Like you name your father, and then your kid will name you. Like that's lineage. So people are one. Many other people use other, maybe like our brothers in the region will say you are depending on the time you are born, the situation or what, or maybe famous people like during the time of Obama, many of us we have.
We have that. You name your kid after your parents, and then they name you after,
So there is that aspect when these parents, charismatic parents, realize that their parents were alcoholic. They didn't want to carry that name to their kids. So they used to look for other names. I have a friend, and I hope when he hears, he will not mind using that. I have a friend. First of all, it's a unique family because it's a Luo marrying a Kikuyu. And so it's also understandable that they would not want their kid tribal. So they call their kid Sabajun because the person, the kid was born on 7th
on the 7th of June.
And that's the name. So you got the idea.
All right. So that's how far we are willing to go.
That's how we were. We were. And I almost recommended. But now when I came back from my long journey of exploring the world, going to very many churches, and where I started now like opening up and trying to understand myself and my culture is when I was sent to do mission in a country called Haiti. Haiti is a black people's country, the first black country to have independence in 1804. They are very, very cultural. So most of the things they do, I googled about the religion in that country. I was surprised to hear that the country is 70% Catholic, and then 20% other religion, and maybe 10% are not known.
Yes.
But it is 99% voodoo. Voodoo,
Yes.
that voodooism
Yes.
is the belief, like the West Africa, they have a lot of those voodooism. It's almost like African. But anyway, I visited many of their shrines and whatever, so their system of prayers and whatever.
Yes.
Anyway, they have, I wouldn't say it's the best. There I would say, and I was happy that they are still kept something of the cultures that they went with from Africa when they went as slaves.
Yes.
But because they met there from people from different countries, and then they were fearing the Wazungus.
Yes.
So they would be doing their own cultural things.
Yes.
And then when they see a Muzungu coming, they would immediately get and start praying.
In pretense.
Yes.
Okay.
That they are doing whatever the Muzungu want.
Yes.
So today, you go to their shrines, whatever they do, they are doing all those things. They're even doing the rosary and praying those prayers, not knowing that it was being done as a way of kujificha wazungu.
Yes.
So they thought it is. So that's why they also need somebody to to show them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, in terms of religion, I would say people have not been able to understand.
Yes.
But there are people who are gifted. That means just like they are pastors who are gifted in this issue of deliverance. Yeah, like my bishop, Godfrey Shiundu, Patrick Muringa is in Kirinyaga. And many other, and close here, we have a center. Many people go to Vincentian here in Wetedi. And we have seen many people going there who have issues of alcoholism.
Yes.
Wamejaribu kila mahali, mahospitali wamekata, wameenda kwa hawa watu kwa hizo, and they
have been delivered from that.
Yes, so that is the much I can say about religion. So it's and prayers. But now, on the other one I was saying about culture, just to finish up, because I said it takes the bigger part.
Yes.
Is that whenever I said whenever you lose, you don't continue with what your ancestors were doing.
Yes.
Like the issue you are talking about, marriage, odoni and whatever.
Yes.
And then because maybe there are some family members who are very saved, they don't want maybe hata pombe imwagwe huko.
Yes.
So the moment wamesema sisi hatutaki pombe hapa, saying okay, don't bring us, but let your kids take.
Yes.
So that's why we have many people taking. Because it missed where it was supposed to be.
Yes, so where it was supposed to be practiced, rather, where that was supposed to be practiced didn't take place.
Yes.
So it comes back in other forms.
Yes, that's why many people we see very much into alcoholism.
Yes.
They have no power, but they find themselves they have to.
Yes,
because
when they were supposed to take the out correctly.
Yes.
Okay, these are things we are learning. Today we said it's a learning episode. We are learning a number of things, and that is actually interesting to know, because I feel like sometimes we speak out of lack of knowledge, but when we sit here and we understand such things, and I'm feeling like this is not the last time we will be here. We will need to sit down and demystify such issues, try to bring understanding to the people. But like he has said, alcoholism culture has about a 50% role to play.
Yes.
As much as how to end alcoholism. Reverend has said that religion has about 30%, and then the government plays just 10%. They can only do as much. The chief of your area can only do so much. And then, of course, you have your own 10%, because unless you decide, all these things will be in vain. I want us to move to the rise of traditionalism, because now we are talking about matters that involve traditions very much. It feels like we are going back, especially the central Kenya community.
First of all, allow me to to make some correction.
Yes.
It's not that we are going back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's start from there, because it starts from
tradition.
We need to understand exactly what is happening.
Even when you talk about Christianity, the story of Jesus and all these other Moses or whatever, they are things of the past. They are tradition. But because we have been with them, we don't call them traditions. So our kids in high school or in colleges, those who are doing this, they do ATR, African Traditional Religion. So you ask yourself, why don't we say Christian traditional religion? Because all of them have some traditional aspect.
Yes.
So, but ourselves, It's only that.
Yes, so we are not dismissing religion.
Yes.
We're just saying even that was also traditional.
Yes, they were all tradition.
Yes.
So, and if we understand that this is not really tradition, that it is something that we have come up with.
Yeah.
I like what Komen Nkrumah talked about, even Africanism. Region.
Yes.
So about now African, he said, I'm not an African because I was born in Africa.
Yes.
I'm an African because Africanism is born in me.
Yes.
So there is no way, if you are born, the African is born in you, there's no way you can start saying, let me go to the past to look for it.
It is within.
It is within. Okay. So you have walked with it. It's only that it has been veiled.
Yes.
Ilikuwa imefunikwa with this period of colonialism.
Colonialism.
After they became black colonizers.
Yes.
So
colonizers.
That's what, colonizers.
Yes.
And I want to give an example of like there are people who make me feel, and I'm a great friend of mine, watu mpaka wamesoma. Sometimes they are doctors, and I hear them make a statement, and I feel so bad. I even wish to tell them a bad name.
Yes.
When I hear somebody saying, hey, these people are going to the culture, why are they not going back to the wearing the zile nguo za kitambo, using wanatumia gari na simu. And I feel like that person, sorry to say, shows there's something wrong with their head.
Yes.
Because let us look at an example of the Chinese and this Asian, the Korean or whatever.
Yes.
The missionaries tried to go and instill their faith, all those to evangelize to them, and they refused. So they kept their practice, their religion, whatever they were doing, and up to today they have continued. And what can we say about Chinese today?
Yes.
They are already, we were wearing those skin, whatever, that they were driving cars.
Yes.
They were using, they were also we are saying artificial intelligence.
Yes. And intelligence too.
Yes, they didn't have it that time. So these things are things that grow with time.
Yes,
with time.
With time.
Yes,
okay.
100 years where Kenya was, you would be surprised, is where even China was.
Yes.
And even most of the part of the US. I traveled to most part of the US, and I was surprised that there are people who didn't even have phones. Means of transport is a problem. So we see things in the TV. We say, oh, these people are in heaven, they are superpowers. But
we think they came like that, like they were still like that 100 years ago.
No, this is it, we are going through series. We have become industrial revolution ikakuja. Sasa tukakuja enlightenment, unaona. So ni vitu zinaenda worldwide. Issues za phone zimekuja dunia nzima.
True.
So sio kumaanisha ati sasa kama wewe umeingia kwa tradition urudi kwa horn forms of communication
and smoke signal.
No, that was that time. Even hata wazungu walikuwa wanazitumia. I would say this whole issue of African tradition, it's not that we are going back, that's what I want to say. It's something that is continuous.
That is progressive.
It's progressive.
So it means even, like you have said, like you started by saying, even the Romans had their own traditions during that time.
Exactly.
So even theirs could also be called traditions.
Very true.
So they are improving upon them.
Yes.
All right, so the facts here are, we're not going back to the past, we're just accepting that this is where we
rejuvenating what was hidden in us.
Okay.
It has been with us.
Yes.
So it's just we are opening our eyes. Yes.
Thank you for that clarification, because I think when we mention tradition, we look at 100 years back, and that is not necessarily the state of affairs. So what is the state of religion and culture in Kiambu? Where are we right now? Because there has been a lot of that shift, a lot of unveiling, like you're calling it, a lot of unveiling what was within. Where are we right now?
To answer that question, I would use what many Christians use, the term that is very common to everyone, the body of Christ. Yes. And I talk this now as a mediator. Allow me, because now you have brought two parts. I'm in religion, and I also belong to Kiama and other. So now I want to bring this issue as a mediator. To say all these things, the churches, the different Kikuyu cultural groups, like we have very many. I see them like that body. Here, not the body of Christ, but the body of the the community.
Yeah.
You see, and just like the body has eyes, has hands, has legs,
true.
we all need each other.
Yes.
You see, like even whatever you're talking here, the issue of alcoholism, it's not the time to fight.
Yes.
That the religion can do better than culture. And even the culture, those groups, the Kiamakia,
yes,
there are those who are called Meherega Keda, there are those who are called the Mau Mau grouping, so all those people. And I'm so happy because whenever I meet them, they invite, I've dined, I've shared with them, all of them, they have invited me to their place. So I have the knowledge of so whenever I hear like the church condemning some of them, I really feel like those people are talking out of ignorance.
Yes.
Or when now those several groups of the culture condemning religion or abusing it, I also feel like it's, or maybe because somebody has suffered.
Yes.
So maybe when you are in the church, you suffered something.
Yes.
So you want now to show.
To condemn the entire.
To condemn.
Yes.
That's the thing that it is happening currently. So I would say it's possible that if everyone knows his role, part yake, you play your part well.
Yes.
Let the other person play
their
God.
part
Like
well.
there is no way a hand can complain that the eyes is not seeing well.
Yes.
Every part does its role, and that's why I would say if given a platform,
yes,
I'm ready.
Yes.
I have a friend who is the head of the culture in Kenya, Captain Congo.
Yeah.
By that, I would love to have a sit together, and we can bring all these things like now with using the skills of mediation, and all this grouping. Yes. Can come together, because you meet somebody and whenever you tell him, hey, I was with the other group, they say, oh, those groups, don't ever go there. So what do you know about them? You just know because we are not perfect.
Yes.
Nobody, and especially
it makes you even more imperfect, if anything.
So, but there are people who specialize in those
in those imperfections.
Yes.
I think that is a conversation that we should have, and we will talk with my producer Ryan, to have those conversations, even have you two sit together, a person from that cultural side, you sit here and let's demystify, because I think we are getting lost in the lack of understanding, in the lack of knowledge, because these guys have said, why are Christians refusing bride price or taking bride price? We are picking on the weaknesses of each other rather than sitting down. Our time is up, so we will not delve deeper than that, but I can promise that we are going to come back here, sit down, and even with other people of different minds, so we can sit here. And the good thing is that you are a bit of everything, of culture, of religion, and a mediator, so we can be able to sit here and have that conversation.
That's the role of a mediator.
Even better, exactly. And so you think there is hope for mediation? There is hope for mediating traditionalism and religion.
And I want to say this because time has come.
Yes.
Let me use this final time to teach something. I'm also a teacher. That in the Chronos ni ile time ililetwa na wazungu. That's why whatever you put on your, nilikuwa na saa imevunjikia.
On your way. Sorry.
So what's the scientific name of a watch?
Yes.
Chronometer. So that's the time that ikifika saa hii, like you say the program yetu inaanza saa hii, it should end at this time.
Exactly.
So we are regulated by chronometer.
Yes.
There is the second aspect of times, ni time ya Mungu. When the time of God imefika, something hata kama it just bring itself naturally. Like before this conversation we are having, people tried. Like we have Pan-Africanists who tried akina Kwame Nkrumah at the wrong time. Haikuwa imefika time, but they did well. So today, whatever you are seeing here, it's not even the issue of tradition. It's not just with the Kikuyu. It's all over the world. Especially the black people have started rising up. We have a great doctor in the US called Dr. Alikana. I wish the program or this show would focus also on her. She was one of the ambassadors in African Union, and she resigned, or she was chased away because of seeing the. So he was afukuzwa. So when he went back to the US, he started moving to universities and enlightening the blacks, the doctors, the professors, telling them, let me tell you, Africa is the richest continent. Don't be deceived. All right, ati mwanza kuinvest huku. No, save. Mpaka they started like an account so that they want now to when the right time comes, when there is opportunity to come back and invest in Africa. So I see Africa becoming another Europe or America in very short time.
Yes.
And we have all the capacity. We just need our presidents to have that mind.
Yes.
And on this note, this is something I have that reflection at night. I don't know whether it's the right time to share it
briefly.
Yeah, briefly.
Close, yes.
It's just a statement.
Yes.
That we are hearing tomorrow. There is something that's supposed to happen tomorrow.
Yes.
About the conflict between Azimio and Kenya Kwanza.
Yes.
Which is, for me, I would say this government and the church, if it is constitutional that people should demonstrate,
yes.
The government or the police should try and prevent the destruction of property and make sure that the people who are demonstrating, they are
doing so peacefully.
So for our Baba,
yes,
he has got an opportunity to meet very Pan-Africans, even those who are past Kina Nyerere, Kwame Nkrumah. So he's a Pan-Africanist, and I think the energy he's using ni kucheza ligi ndogo. He's chosen, ndio Mungu amemweka hapo to unite Africa. So I wish he would now be making meetings with Kina Julius Malema, Kina, and also our great Oleta, although he has talked too much. I wish now he can start practicing people who are coming up. And I also belong to another group. It's called ACUP, African Continental Unity Party. We have officials from different countries. South Africa, like our chairman is from Ghana, and so you see, this is not it's not just happening here.
Yes.
Time has come. That it's time for, it's called African Renaissance.
Yes.
Rebirth. Tunazaliwa tena kama Africa.
We can sit down and have these life-changing or life-altering conversations peacefully, without having to resort to death and loss of property.
Yes. So I would say, Baba, if you hear this, you have a role to play in African Renaissance.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Reverend. It's been a pleasure. Art and Culture
One last thing.
Yes.
I think if I go without this, you had told me about something about museum.
Yes.
In
yes.
Just to say, that's something that has been in progress since I came back to Kenya during the time of COVID. I have been in the committee working on the same. I even went and put a poster where that museum, I'm the one who got mafundi na tukaweka hiyo poster ya museum.
Oh yeah, he's talking about the Githunguri Museum and Heritage Center.
Yes. So I'm there, and when we were having the cultural day, me with the Secretary General, Bwana Ruben, we even brought an invitation to this university last year. I don't know whether it's right, but I hope the next one, because that's an organization that brings all the church, every Kikuyu, whether you are Muslim, and celebrate their culture. Okay. And then recently, I was tasked by one PC Kagudi. He's also a great man in our community. And because the MP, local MP, Gabon wa Mushoba of Githunguri, wanted to know the history of Githunguri and what wanted to be done, he requested PC Kagudi to do that. And because of his busy and he requested me. So I wrote I am the one who did the proposal. I've sent it to the whatever. That's for MP. So that he can take that proposal to the parliament, because last year, the last regime, we wanted to use the local government of Kiambu, and they even passed the architectural drawing. So it went through. But now with this current government, we realize that this is a regional thing. Ni ya Wakikuyu wote, hata kama wenye wako abroad, wenye wako Kajiado, wenye wako Mombasa, Lamu. So it's not a Kiambu thing.
It's not necessarily a county government affair. It's bigger than that.
Thing is a culture. You know, Mount Kenya, for it, you need to have a place, like a seat of authority, so that like the Roman have their place in Rome. The Muslim have a place in Mecca. So any great the Anglican have UK. So the Kikuyus or the mountain region, we also need to have
a central place
where kiongozi wetu akienda akikaa anasema hivi
and speaks from
na hapo ndio nataka kusema pia nikimalizia kwamba the last part ya kusolve hii mambo yote, we need to have a handshake. This handshake is very very important. Bila hiyo tunaweza kosa kwenda mbali. This is a handshake between the Kikuyu current spokesman mwenye tulichagua na kura naitwa DP Rigiji, and the person who is still holding Mudegi the chairman, bado iko na Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta,
yes,
the president. So we need to have the...
So that is a different one. That's a different handshake that you are talking about. Yes. Okay, we are going to follow up on those. Yes, because we are very interested as Art and Culture Monday about the things and the phases our culture is going through and developing and unveiling and all of those things. And definitely we are going to invite Rev back to come and have those conversations better. But for now, we are 13 minutes past 9 a.m. Thank you very much for joining us today. We are hoping to have you another time. Ladies and gentlemen, we still have our lounge number 2 waiting, and this one is going to be full on entertainment. So stick around to Art and Culture Monday.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Inayokupa fursa ya kutizama video zozote pindi tu unapokuwa na nafasi. Hadithi za kukupa motisha, drama, maisha ya vyuo vikuu, teknolojia, masuala ya jamii, kuzuru maeneo tofauti, spoti, burudani na zaidi. Pata programu ya Lola sasa kwenye rununu yako kwa yote unayohitaji.
Adventures across the African continent. See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes, and out of this world technology. Meet incredible scientists and learn fantastic facts. Explore, discover, be amazed. Part of the next generation of African change makers. Be a part of Engine, Africa's #1 science discovery program. Yay!
We're learning every day.
Kipindi hewani ni mitindo ya kipwani. Kama ilivyo kipindi hiki kinahusu nyimbo za taarab, chakacha, midwara, midundiko, bila kusahau mapishi. Ambao ndio uti wa mgongo wa pwani ya Afrika Mashariki.
Jamani swaibu zangu mliopo maskani, hatuonani wenzangu, najua mwanitamani.
Hapa KUTV, nahoda mwendesha chombo cha baharini, yani ua linalonukia na kuvutia waridi tamu.
Kenya, for example, the floods, the frequency of the floods is becoming more and worse. The amount of people and livestock we're losing.
The level we need to go is a level where the normal mwananchi and also the government stakeholders can uptake these solutions.
Those small acts multiplied by millions of us will help make a difference in the world at the end of the day.
It's just a slight behavior change that we need, and you'll find that it serves us a bit more than you put in. And that's the goal. We want to live a better world than we found. Because at the rate we are going, it's dire.